Welcome to the show. Our guest got COVID again. So, you know what? The idea of this quiz show is people just send in quiz questions from anywhere, just say where they are in the world and what they are, and we answer them. The first person to answer when we watch afterwards is the winner, and then wins a prize. We don't know, so, what's that? Yes. I did think it would be a lot easier. I thought people would like quizzes a lot more than they do, but maybe I'm not just doing it right. But there's nothing in life you can't learn, even an old bugger like me. Here it is.
G'day, it's Brett here from New Zealand. I can't talk loud, I'm playing hide and seek. Did you know the largest game of hide and seek in the world was in China? How many people were in that game of hide and seek? Was it A, 437, B, 1437, or C, 10,437? Oh shit.
Thank you, Brett, from New Zealand. Now, so what the deal is, you just send it into tv@redcat.media, tv@redcat.media, just with and then answers, because if I don't know it. So, it's a hide and seek. Obviously, there's a giant game of hide and seek in China. Was it, what was he said, 400, 200 thing, 1,427 or whatever it was he said. So, first person to answer, that's how you win. So this is how the game is played. It's pretty straightforward and pretty simple and should be fun. What's that? You're having a good time. That's good. That's good to hear. This has happened a lot in COVID.
Ivor De Silva here from ABC Radio. What I want to know from you is the 150th anniversary of settlement in WA, in Perth, was in what year? Let us know.
Settlement, yes. Of white fellas, obviously turning up. Thank you, Ivor. He's an absolute champ. He's a presenter, or I think he runs the place at ABC. Absolutely great guy. If anyone knows him in Kalgoorlie, but done really, really well for himself and a great presenter. Thank you, Ivor, for that. So when was it? We'll play it again. Let's do it again.
Ivor De Silva here from ABC Radio. What I want to know from you is the 150th anniversary of settlement in WA, in Perth, was in what year? Let us know.
Well, that's a tough one because I wasn't around then, so I'm not quite sure. Oh, and it probably was at the 150th. So what am I talking about? So anyway, thank you for that, Ivo. First person to answer gets the prize. So we'll go back and then see who. So go for it. You could win. It's $100 on YouTube, but with our guest, everyone COVID, big deal.
Hey, how's it going? I'm Mark, and I'm here in Perth. Over my shoulder is the RAC Arena, home of the Perth Wildcats. Here's my question. The Perth Wildcats have made the NBA Finals 5 times in the last 6 years. How many times have they won?
None. No, I think they're actually a great team. So I think they've actually won quite a few times. So let's say, is it 2 times, 4 times, or 5 times? So that's the answer. So that's one of those 3 is correct. Thank you, Mark. Now, anyone, some people from Kalgoorlie have been texting me saying they would send in a question, but they're from Kalgoorlie. No, this is not the idea. The idea of the show is that people send them in, but we also do ones here. So people that are from overseas or wherever can see parts or little bits like this of Kalgoorlie. So it's a way of showing what we're doing off and what they're doing off, but basically having fun while you're doing it. So how many times have the Wildcats? 1, 2, 4, or 5? Hi, it's JT here from Kalgoorlie. You might know my twin brother. But what country was golf first played in? Go. That guy's weird. Not many people know I had a twin. But what country was it? France, England, or Scotland where golf was first played and first started, and now it's all around the world. And everyone doesn't know, there's a really nice golf course down at the in Kalgoorlie. It's actually a world class one, and the PGA Tour actually goes to Kalgoorlie every year for about 5, 6, 7, 8 years now, which is pretty cool. So what country was golf made? What country? Not when it was made in this country. Whatever. Yes, I know. I could do better. Yes, but if I had a guess, that'd be good. What Goldfields town is this pub in? So it's a famous little town that's near here. It's not a big town, I'll tell you that. I remember being in this pub, and he had a can of Spam on the wall, and I said, get a lot of guys from the war in here, do you? And he looked at me and he said, you're not from around here. And I said, you're the only guy that lives in this town, no one's from around here. And he didn't think it was funny at all. But anyway, there's a pub that has a horse. I'm pretty sure it was getting pretty old last time I saw it, but there's a little town, and it's famous for this horse. And literally, if you leave the door open, it goes inside and it will eat things in the pub, like curtains. And it's actually, me and two other people had to push it out because the guy was really annoyed that we didn't close the door. I think he was annoyed about everything, to be fair. But anyway, so what town is that? Okay, what club is the oldest football club in WA? Is it Subiaco? Is it Merredin? Or is it Boulder? So let me know which one of those three you think it is. And obviously the first person to comment wins. That's how it works.
G'day, it's Brett from New Zealand. I'm about to head off to work for another day of slaving till eventually I die. I live in this city. You can see it behind me there. Those are the Southern Alps. It's on the South Island of New Zealand. What city is that?
Okay, it looks cold. Does look cold. So it's either Blenheim, which is at the top of South Island, or it's Invercargill, which is it's the most southern city in the world. It's quite cold, is very popular there. Or Christchurch, which they had many earthquakes, and they used to complain about parking up until about 10 years ago. Now there's lots of parking because all the buildings fell down. So if you are from there, one of my brothers is from there, and his house actually split in half. And my other brother was actually driving along, and he looked in the mirror as it was happening, and a building fell behind him like James Bond. But he didn't feel like James Bond, he said. Felt a little more like he was just a person that was quite scared. So Christchurch, Blenheim, or Invercargill. Okay, Alaska name comes from the Aleut. I'm definitely not saying that right, especially with an Aussie and Kiwi accent. Aleut. They would say a lot better than us. Word Alaskat. Aleut word Alaskat. Alaska comes from the Aleut word Alaska. Yeah, I mean, I'm still learning to read. Yeah, I know, I could do better, but this is all I've got to work with because everyone's getting COVID and not turning up. So, is a large moose running? Is that what it means? The word Alaskat, which is now Alaska. Large moose running, or the Great Land, or 3, why is it so cold? And when it's getting cold, like we're complaining in Kalgoorlie, it's going cold because like 20 degrees if we're lucky. Everyone says it's very, very cold, but I call it Canada cold when it's minus 40, that's cold. Or even, apparently it's colder than that. You can literally die if you wear a t-shirt and go down the road for a walk. Okay. When I get rich, I'm going to buy that little house. Views on all sides. Anyway, when were roundabouts first invented? Was it 1887, 1877, or 1897? Well, look, yes, I did hope that people would send in more, but you know what they are, and thank you very much to the people that send in more. But as we know in life, everything doesn't go to plan. So as you can, if you feel sorry for me, do a video and send it in. And actually go to the YouTube channel, or if you're on the YouTube channel now, please subscribe so we can have like more than 4. And because I think people will get into this once we get it going. I'm cool if you feel sorry. No, you don't? Oh. This is what I have to work with. So, roundabouts. When were they first invented? There we go, I'm back. What's that? Yes. Yeah, I know. Not doing a very good job. But name these 2 people. First person to do that wins. And the winners so far this week on YouTube, and the reason why we do it on Facebook and YouTube, but we can only monitor do one at one time, because you don't know who was first, do you? Because you're trying to monitor two at once. So that's why we're doing YouTube. And I think in the long run, YouTube will be further. But we do have 2,000 subscribers on Facebook. That's why I'm sort of pasting it on Facebook as well. Yeah, it's too much. Okay, it's too much. I don't care. All right. So the winners so far this week: Melissa 9, Melissa Drummond 2, and Kelly George 2, and Tim Neeson 3. And my brother from New Zealand, but he did write a few of the questions, so I'm not sure whether he technically is the winner, because if you send them in, Anyway, so okay, here's the answers. I'm going to work out how to do it. There we go. So the answers wasn't Thursday. It was 1437 was the biggest game of hide and seek played in China. Probably because they have a great resource of people, but I'm not quite sure where you hide 1437 people. Where they're all going to go. I mean, it's like, let's come around to George's house and hide 1437 people. I'm guessing maybe it was the city. I don't know the exact rules. But anyway, answer 2 was 1979, which was for this one.
Ivor De Silva here from ABC Radio. What I want to know from you is the 150th anniversary of settlement in WA in Perth.
There you go. So that was the one for that. And just bear with me. Oh yes. Oh no, I'm remembering what I'm doing now. Okay. So answer 3 was 4. The Wildcats had won 4 out of 5, which is pretty good. The Perth Wildcats, it's a pretty hard competition, had won 4 out of 5 times, which is pretty cool. And golf was first started and played in Scotland. And answer 5, the funny pub was Kilkenny. I think the horse is still there, but it was actually apparently getting a bit sick and getting angry. And I remember people being a little bit scared of it. It was really cool, and a million photos have got taken of that over the years, but it was getting a bit narky on it. But they looked after it. Too much information again. Answer 6, the oldest football club in WA is Boulder City Football Club, which is pretty cool here in Boulder. And answer 7, Christchurch, because that's where if you've noticed, that was my brother. And he's a bit of a smartass like myself, so we got a good sense of humour, both of us. Answer 8, the Great Land. It wasn't the moose running, it was the Great Land, and it wasn't why is this place so cold. Answer 9 was Eugene. I don't know. What was Eugene? I'm not very good at French either. I've got to be fair. It's not weird at all talking to a cat in a studio by yourself. It's not. It's very normal. Some would say. Not many. Answer 10, Daniel Craig. So that was actually, Daniel Craig was a little bit harder because I didn't remember that. But Mel Gibson's pretty easy because he was a bit renowned for being great, but also a little bit nutty at times due to just too much alcohol and various things. But who's to judge? Nah. But I'd like to thank you. And remember, it's very, very simple. You just send into TV at Rec. Should be here somewhere, is it? TV@redcat.media. And all you do is send that little video in. It's literally 30 seconds. Do it in landscape if you can, not vertical. You can do it vertical, it doesn't really care, but it looks better when it's in landscape because it fills the whole picture. And just say to her. And if you want, you can then, if you're overseas or somewhere, say what you do. A couple of little lines about what you like doing or anything you want, really, and show off something, a new car, whatever you're proud of. That's cool as well. It's up to you. I'd like to see some. It'd be great to have a question, then a little bit about someone that lived, let's say, in Adelaide. Well, Adelaide, probably. If you're from Adelaide, don't worry about it. But let's say somewhere interesting. My ex-girlfriend was from Adelaide, that's what I was saying. But, if you're in Sweden or somewhere, we'd love to see you had a snow cart or, Germany or somewhere, and we hope we got someone from Canada doing it. So it's really cool. It's really, really easy. Also, if once we get the numbers up, it'd be great to, when we have a guest, they can plug their business or what they got or a show or a gig or something like that. And it's far more interesting. It is far more interesting than talking to a guitar with a cat on it. With a cat head. Anyway, thank you very, very much. It's been a pleasure. I don't know who it's been a pleasure for. Hopefully it's someone that's been a pleasure for. I came up with an idea. Why don't we get a quiz show where people send in questions from all around the world? I thought it could be just a little bit different. Someone just films themselves saying, "Hi, my name's George. I'm from Canada. What's the capital of Belgium?" B, obviously. What animal is on the Porsche logo? Is it a cow? Nah, it's a horse. What is the rarest M&M colour? Turns out it's brown. I can see why. I've always wanted to do a live quiz show because I'm into streaming, but I thought it could be more interesting if people not just here in the Kalgoorlie, the goldfields in Western Australia, but to get people from here, but anywhere in the world, just doing a selfie of themselves asking a quiz question. And then whoever's the first to answer, that's how you win. So if you want to be part of this new idea, please just do a selfie of yourself like I am now, saying, "Hi, my name's George, I'm from Canada," or Kalgoorlie, or wherever you're from, Perth. And my quiz question is, how did Trump win the election? Or something actually better than that. Just for a bit of fun, and obviously in different locations could be really interesting. I think it might be lost. Oh, that's not ideal. Quizzes are already fun. Now they'd be way more fun. Who named the Pacific Ocean? What the hell is this thing? How many countries still have shillings as currency? Uganda's one of them. What is xenophobia? It's a fear of dogs. Oh. What are the names of Cinderella's sisters? Drizella or Anastasia? Who created Sherlock Holmes? Turns out it was, I can't remember, so I'm going to read it. Arthur Conan Doyle. What punctuation mark ends an imperative sentence? Even I don't know the answer. What was the first toy to be advertised on TV? Turns out Mr. Potato Head from Toy Story. Looks a little bit like me, to be fair. Which member of the Beatles married Yoko Ono? But you know this one. Which country invented ice cream? Turns out China. How many languages are written from left to right? 12. What country consumes the most amount of chocolate in the world per person? Switzerland. Maybe because it's cold, I don't know. Which is the only edible food that never goes bad? Well, turns out it's honey. What is the most manufactured consumed drink in the world? Tea. What was the first full-featured Disney movie to ever be released? Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Okay, the first question, if you are running in a marathon and you overtake the person in the second position, what position are you in? It was a tough one. Now remember, it's
I'm in the last.
So if anyone's just watching this for the first time, it's just the first person to comment on the YouTube channel, and then I watch it afterwards, and then we score it. Thank you for watching, all the people, all the one of them, or whatever, probably me. And now we have some special guests. Who do we have? Guess who's under the hat? Can you do any sign language? I learned the other one. Is it welcome? Mel taught me, and then something like that. I don't know if you.
How are you?
How do you actually know, or are you making it up?
Yeah, I know sign language.
Do you actually?
Little bits of finger spelling and Auslan. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I know
yeah,
nothing.
I'm like, this is right.